Hello, everyone. Will Jack return to his old company? Is there a new plot to harm Jack and Tu Tien? After major events, Jack left his old company, the place that was once his pride, but it was also the place that betrayed him, ruined the reputation he built. One day, the company's former secretary suddenly came to Jack, bringing an invitation to return to work. Jack, the board wants you back. We need you. Those who once opposed him are no more. This is your chance to start over. Jack was silent even though he still had old wounds in his heart. But this opportunity also made him think. He did not answer immediately, but just nodded and promised to think about it more. After the meeting, Jack drove to a forest on the outskirts of the city, where I go when I need to think. Gentle breeze blowing through the trees. The sunset shone on Jack's pensive face. He looked deep into space. Think about everything that happened in the past. Can you let go of all the old wounds? To return to the place that betrayed me. When he got home, Jack told Tu Tien about the secretary's invitation. I think if I go back there, is it worth it? Tu Tien looked at him thoughtfully. She understood what the old company had done to him, but she also saw a great opportunity in it. I know you've been hurt, but you are better than any AI there. If you come back, you can regain your honor, even make them regret ever losing you. Jack was silent. He did not expect Tu Tien to want him to return to that place. Jack took a few days to think. Finally, he decided to come back, but not as an employee, but a person who can control the game. He set his conditions. I wouldn't work for any AI if I came back. You must have control. The company must publicly apologize to him in front of the media. They ruined his reputation and they need to make it right. He wanted control of the company's biggest project to prove that he is still the best. The company's management reluctantly accepted, and Jack is officially back. But from here, the real challenges begin. Not everyone in the company is happy to have Jack back. Some of the people who hurt you are still there, and they don't want to see him succeed. They tried to hinder him in his work, even tried to smear him again. Meanwhile, Tu Tien also faced a lot of pressure. When Jack returned to the company, she noticed there are many people who want to take advantage of Jack's return to carry out private plots. A group in the company, led by a senior director, secretly plotting to overthrow Jack. They created a fake scandal of slander, embezzlement of company funds. Negative news began to spread in the media. Must be pushed into danger. But this time, he is not alone. Tu Tien and some allies in the company, determined to help him expose the truth. With the evidence collected, Jack proves his innocence. Not only that, he also turned the situation around, exposed those behind the incident. The traitors were fired one by one, and Jack became more influential than ever. Despite many storms, Jack and Tu Tien overcame together. Their relationship also grew deeper, proved that love can overcome all challenges. Jack stood silently in front of the forest. Sunlight through the leaves cast a shadow over his pensive face. The offer from the old company echoed in his head, back to the place that betrayed him, a place that was once a source of pride, but also the place where his honor was trampled. A leaf fell gently on his shoulder, pulling him back to reality. I know that this decision not only affects his career, but also affects Tu Tien. the one who has been with him through many storms. Coming home, Jack sat down next to TU Tien. His eyes were full of conflict. "They want you back," he said in a sad voice. "But I don't know if I should forgive them." TU Tien looked at him with gentle but determined eyes. "Jack, I understand the pain you've been through. But I believe if you come back, it's not to forgive, but to prove them wrong for losing you." Words of TU Tien, like a ray of light in Jack's darkest night. But is going back really the right decision? Jack sat quietly in the living room. "Your eyes." Follow the gentle movements of TU Tien while she was preparing dinner. Soft yellow light covers the space, but inside Jack was a fierce battle. "I really want you to come back to Sao," Jack asked, his voice tinged with doubt. TU Tien put the plate on the table and walked away. "Come to him and sit down. Not because I want to, but because I know you still can't let go. If you come back, you will have the chance to prove them wrong. And you will no longer be tormented." Jack smiled a bitter smile. "I'm afraid if I go back, old memories will torment me again. And I'm also afraid of losing you if things get worse." TU Tien took her hand and guided her eyes firmly. "No matter what happens, I will always be by your side." TU Tien's words are like a nail, hold back in the storm of the heart. The day Jack returned to his old company, the atmosphere was as if frozen. The former employees looked at him with a mixture of surprise, worry, and even jealous. "Jack, I didn't expect him to come back. I heard he came back this time with very high conditions. Will he survive?" Jack walked past those gazes without revealing his emotions. But deep inside, "I know this will not be an easy fight." Company secretary, the person who gave the invitation, stepped forward. Jack gave a slight smile. "Welcome back, Jack. Make them regret losing you." Jack nodded, but in his heart, he thought, "I think it will not only make them regret, but also make them remember forever." In the first week back, accept a big project, but immediately, some former colleagues have deliberately made things difficult. Important documents go missing when email is intercepted, and meetings are changed without notice. Jack understood that this was just the beginning. Coming home after a long day, Jack fell back on the couch inside. TU Tien sat down next to him and gently asked, "How are you today?" Jack smiled a tired smile. "As you predicted, they don't want you to succeed." TU Tien leaned her head on Jack's shoulder and whispered, "Then you have to be more successful to show them you." Jack closed his eyes, feeling her warmth, and in his heart, his determination grew stronger. Jack's first days back at the company were not easy. He was constantly being set up, from minor errors in the contract, until important meetings are canceled at the last minute, without notice. But Jack was not discouraged. He carefully recorded every detail and gradually proved your professionalism. However, what Jack did not expect was that another force was at work. Secretly follow Mr. Phuong, who had a mysterious relationship with CEO Tone, now hatching a great plot to overthrow him. A powerful businessman that Jack accidentally holds. Important secret. One evening when Jack was working late, he received a strange call. "Jack, if you don't give me your documents, your mother will not be safe." Jack stood still, his heart beating fast. It was her. Jack clutched the phone, his breathing quickened. Phuong's voice rang out coldly without any hesitation. "Jack, I don't want to make things difficult for you, But that document, I need it. If you don't hand Ra over, you will suffer the consequences. Jack tried to keep calm. His voice dropped. Don't touch my mother. Between me and you, please settle with me. Phuong sneered over the phone. I'm not kidding, Jack, you have 48 hours. If not, you know the result yourself. The phone hung up. Jack stood still in the middle of the office. The whole world seemed to collapse under his feet. TU Tien came out of the kitchen and saw Jack's pale face. She anxiously approached. What's wrong, bro? Who called you? Jack looked at her, his eyes filled with worrying and fear. He didn't want her to get into this trouble. But I know I can't face it alone. Phuong, she kidnapped my mother. TU Tien was stunned. Her hands trembled slightly. But then her eyes became determined. We will save Mom, I will help you. Jack looked at TU Tien with a little warmth, weaving through the tensions. But time is running out. Jack and TU Tien sat at the desk. The lights and music shone down on both of their tense faces. On the table is a copy of important documents about him. Who used to be the biggest business rival that Jack had faced? TU Tien looked at Jack, her voice soft but full of determination. We cannot deliver this document to Phuong, but his mother, we need to save her. Jack's forehead was torn. This document may destroy your design, but if it falls into Phuong's hands, it could also make Jack a target of more dangerous people. Jack grabbed TU Tien, his eyes determined. I will save Mom. But he did not let Phuong achieve her goal. TU Tien nodded slightly. Both of them started planning. Jack and the fairy spent the night plotting. Jack called some trusted friends for help in. When TU Tien quietly followed Phuong's every move. Phuong thinks she is in control, but she doesn't know that we are ready to confront. Jack said, his eyes flashed with determination. TU Tien nodded. Her hand clenched the phone, where all the information she collected was stored, about Phuong and those involved. 2 days passed, but still no more clues about Jack's mother. Phuong did not leave any trace, making Jack and TU Tien even more worried. That evening, Jack received an anonymous message. She is keeping her at the old mansion in the woods. Come alone or don't blame. Jack gripped the phone tightly, his eyes darkening. TU Tien read the message in her heart and felt uneasy. You cannot go alone, this must be Thea. Jack nodded, but he knew he had no other choice. I won't let my mother be in danger, but he also will not let Phuong achieve her goal. TU Tien held her hand tightly. Her eyes were worried but determined. If you go, I will go with you. Jack was silent for a moment, then nodded slightly. Both start. Prepare for this uncompromising confrontation. Please leave a comment.